Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You might want to sit down for this one because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing with some seismic moves. And one of the biggest names being floated around is Derrick Henry. Yes, that Derrick Henry, the unstoppable Titan himself, who's been a powerhouse for the Tennessee Titans and more recently, a member of the Baltimore Ravens. But there's talk, big talk, that he could be heading to the Washington Commanders, and if it happens, it could be a game changer not just for this season but for the franchise's future. So what's the scoop? Well, insiders like Diana Rossini are murmuring that the Ravens, sitting at a 4-5 record and struggling defensively, allowing over 26 points per game, are considering trading Derrick Henry, and the reasoning is pretty clear. Baltimore is in a rebuild mode after losing Lamar Jackson and trying to regroup, especially on defense, which has been their Achilles heel this year. With a cap space of around $20 million and a focus on shedding some salary, about $12 million, by extending contracts on their defensive line, the Ravens are looking to recoup picks and rebuild their roster. And what better way to do that than by trading away a veteran star like Henry, who's still in his prime and can bring that extra punch to an offense that desperately needs it. Now let's talk about what Derrick Henry would bring to the Commanders. We're talking about a guy who's been a force of nature in the NFL. Over 10 rushing yards in his career, 87 rushing touchdowns, and a Pro Bowl resume that speaks volumes. In 2025, Henry's stats are still impressive. 148 carries for 704 yards, averaging almost 4.8 yards per carry, and 6 rushing touchdowns. He's also shown he can be a versatile threat with 9 receptions for 55 yards, and his PFF grade is sitting pretty at 85 too, putting him in the top tier of NFL running backs. What makes him even more attractive is his ability to break tackles, 25 so far this season, and his durability, having played through 161 touches without missing time. Imagine that, Commanders fans. Henry with that raw power, a true tank in the backfield, ready to turn our rushing game into a relentless river of yards. His presence would be a huge boost for us, especially considering our current situation. The offense, which has been inconsistent at best, could finally find some balance. Brian Robinson Jr. has been a solid contributor, but adding Henry would give us that thunder and lightning combo that defenses hate facing. Plus, with Sam Howell and the passing game still developing, having a strong run game to lean on could open up the play action and make our offense more unpredictable. The impact on the Commanders' overall season could be enormous. Right now, they're sitting at 3-7, struggling to keep pace in the NFC East and the playoff hunt. But bringing in Henry could be the spark they need to turn things around. His ability to grind out tough yards, especially in critical moments, could be the difference maker in close games. And remember, Henry isn't just a volume runner. He's a game changer with big play potential. His yards after contact, his power, and his ability to wear down defenses over the course of a game make him a perfect fit for Washington's style of play. Statistically speaking, if Henry joins the Commanders, we're looking at a significant uptick in our offensive production. His yards per carry of 4.8 in 2025 shows he still has plenty of gas left in the tank. He's also a proven red zone threat, with 6 rushing touchdowns already this year. His presence would take pressure off Sam Howell, giving him more options and simplifying some of the offensive reads. Plus, with Henry's ability to catch passes out of the backfield, 9 receptions so far, he can be a dual threat that defenses will have to account for on every snap. From a strategic standpoint, this move would also help balance the offense, which has leaned heavily on the passing game at times. The offensive line, which has had its struggles, would benefit from a more committed ground game, allowing them to focus on run blocking and reducing some of the pressure on the quarterbacks. The Commanders' coaching staff would have a new dimension to their game plan, using Henry to control the clock and wear down opponents, especially in the second half. It's the kind of move that could elevate the entire team's confidence and performance. But of course, nothing comes without its questions. The Ravens, being in a rebuilding phase, might be asking for a hefty price, likely including a first-round pick and a third-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. That's a significant investment, but one that could pay dividends for Washington if it helps us push for a playoff run and possibly beyond. The trade would also help Baltimore clear cap space, giving them more flexibility to make future moves, especially as they look to rebuild their roster around younger players and draft picks. Now, if we think about the comparison to recent blockbuster trades, like the Christian McCaffrey deal that boosted the 49ers offense in 2025, it's clear that acquiring a player of Henry's caliber can be a turning point. The 49ers saw their scrimmage yards jump significantly, and their offense became more explosive. If Washington manages to land Henry, we could see a similar spike in offensive efficiency, an increase in points per game, more yards, and a more dynamic attack overall. Right now, our offense is averaging around 22. 3 points per game, but with Henry in the backfield, that number could jump by at least 6 points, making a real difference in close contests and increasing our chances of sneaking into the playoffs. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade could be a pivotal moment for the franchise. It's not just about winning now, it's about setting a foundation for sustained success. Derrick Henry's leadership, work ethic, and ability to perform under pressure could inspire the entire team. His presence on the field would send a message to our opponents that the Commanders are serious about competing and that we're willing to make moves to get there. Of course, every fan hopes that such a move would also boost our playoff chances. Right now, the odds are stacked against us. DraftKings has our Super Bowl odds at around +600, but with Henry, those odds could tighten considerably. Some projections even suggest a +18% increase in our win probability, which is huge. This isn't just about adding a star. It's about transforming our team into a legitimate playoff contender and maybe even making a deep run, just like the best teams in the league. In terms of long-term impact, acquiring Henry would also help us shed some cap space and create room to invest in the future. We've got around $25 million in cap space, and with the right moves, we could supplement that with young talent, draft picks, and strategic signings. The goal is to build a sustainable, competitive team that can challenge in the NFC East and beyond. Adding a player like Henry aligns with that vision, giving us a veteran presence that can also mentor the younger guys and lead by example. Now, let's not forget the emotional side of all this. Derrick Henry is a fan favorite for many, known for his relentless style and his ability to carry defenses on his back. Seeing him in a Commander's uniform, running over defenders and breaking tackles with that signature power, would surely energize the fan base and ignite renewed enthusiasm for the team. It's the kind of move that can galvanize a fan base and bring a new level of excitement to FedEx Field. In conclusion, if this trade goes through, it would mark a major turning point for the Washington Commanders. Bringing in Derrick Henry would not only boost our rushing attack, but also elevate the entire offense, making us more competitive and more dangerous in the postseason. It's a bold move, but sometimes in the NFL, you've got to take risks to reach the top. Henry's addition could be the missing piece that helps us finally break through and chase that Lombardi trophy. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and if Washington seizes this opportunity, they could be on the cusp of something special. The future is bright, and the possibility of Derrick Henry donning the burgundy and gold is enough to get every fan dreaming big again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Derrick Henry would be the perfect fit for our team? How do you see him transforming our offense and our season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. Let's keep the conversation going, and as always, hail to the Commanders.